Hey guys, my name is Deepak Bansal. I'm staff solution engineer in VMware. Today I'm going to talk upon deployment of Tanzu Kubernetes Grid 1.1 release on vSphere 6.7 update 3. This is my part 2 video where I'll cover up on how to deploy Tanzu Kubernetes Grid on vSphere as a all-in-one solution either on your laptop or on your any standard servers. So first of all, let me tell you, I have like you need to ensure you have vSphere ready environment in your setup, like you have minimum 2 ESXi servers and vSphere 6.7 along with vCenter connected with the required data store as a storage and networking should be pre-configured. There is also a one requirement, DSCP, that should also be a pre-configured for your new virtual machine, which will be installed as a Tanzu Kubernetes control plane as well as worker node machines. So first of all, you need to ensure your TKG 1.1 version is installed. Like here in my case, if I'll use TKG version client, you need to ensure your TKG version 1.1.0 is installed. You have to download Photon OS binary as well as load balancer as a HA proxy binary should be downloaded from VMware portal as the like here you can see like TKG CLI should be installed for whatever the host OS you're using. Like here in my case, I'm using Macintosh, and later on that you need to download your OS binary, Photon v3 1.18 OS binary, as well as load balancer HA proxy binary. And you need to ensure that you are using 1.1 VMware Tanzu Kubernetes Grid software binary. So after you downloaded, like in my case, I have already downloaded all the required binaries. Now, after getting successful download, you need to convert these binary as a VM templates. So now how to convert that VM templates? Let's just click on right click and deploy OVF template, and then click local file, then click on browse, and then you need to choose where you have downloaded your OVA files. Like in my case, it is in my 1.1 folder. So I need to first choose, like I'm choosing first Photon OS OVA file, and then I'll click next, and then I need to check my where data center I want to choose and where is the folder I want to apply these templates as a VM. And you also need to choose its virtual machine name. So I'll keep it default as a OS virtual machine image name, and then I'll choose a resource pool. I have created already a TKG resource pool, so it's showing compatibility check succeeded. Then I click next, and then it will do a necessary conversion and validation. So after getting review detail, you again need to click on next. You need to accept license agreements, and then you need to check your storage. Like in my case, I have a data store one, and then you choose to check necessary port group. Like in my case, I have created a production port group, and then you need to review it prior to clicking on finish. So after clicking finish, it will do the conversion of your OVA file as a template. So it will take time. So let me pause my video. So okay, my VM deployment has completed. So now I need to check VM which just has been converted from OVA file. Like in my case, I have to find out the VM name. This is Photon 3Q version 1.18.2. So this one. So if I'll click on this, then I need to convert this VM as a template. So now go to template and convert to template and then click on yes. So this is now, it has converted as a template your recent deployed VM from OVA file. The same procedure you have to follow for load balancer OVA file. So let me repeat it again. Deploy OVF template, choose local file, click on browse, and then select your HA proxy load balancer OVA file, which you downloaded from my VMware portal. And now you need to check a location where you want to put that virtual machine. Like I'll choose TKG VM, and then you need to choose the resource pool from where you consume the resources for that VM. And then it will do all that necessary validation prior to next steps. Okay, so I'll click on next, and then I'll click I accept all license agreements, and then I'll choose necessary data store, and then I'll choose my VM port group, and then click next, and then click finish. Again, it will take time around 4 to 5 minutes for converting that OVA file as a VM. So let me pause my video. So okay, my HA proxy deployment has completed. So now my let me go to my HA proxy VM. So let me find out its recent name. Yeah, this one, Photon 3 HA proxy version 1.2.4. I have recently deployed. So let me go to in a template option and convert to template. Click on yes, and then it will be converted as a template. So now conversion of template has completed. So now let's go to your CLI prompt for getting installation of your TKG management cluster on your vSphere environment. So for getting this installation start, you need to put tkg init -UI. Then it will start your deployment in a browser. So like in my case, it has opened in a Safari browser, but I'll open in my uh, Firefox browser. So let me copy and paste this browser here. So now click. So here you have two options. Welcome to the VMware Tanzu Kubernetes Grid installer. Either you can deploy TKG on vSphere or on AWS EC2. So here in our case, we will choose deploy on vSphere. And then you need to put your vCenter credential. Like in my case, this is my vCenter name, and I have already put administrator as a username and my necessary passwords. I'll click on connect. So it's connected. So now I'll choose a necessary data center. Like I'll choose Tanzu data center. So here it is asking SSH public key. So like in part one, I have told you how to create a SSH public key for your local host operating system. So now you have to uh, cat your SSH public key and copy and paste into this area, and then click on next. And then you need to choose whether you want to deploy management cluster as a development or as a production. So now in our case, we will choose as a development to start a small deployment instance type as a t-shirt sizing for development node, as a control plane and worker node. So now I'll choose a API server load balancer, that template name which I recently created as a HA proxy version 1.2.4 version. Similarly, I'll choose a load balancer instance type sizing as a small, and also worker machine node instance type as a small. And also I'll choose like my management cluster name, like here I'll put tkg mgmt. So now I'll click on next, yes. So here I'll need to choose VM folder where actual my control plane and worker node machine will be deployed. I'll choose TKG virtual machine. I'll choose my necessary data store. Then I'll choose my resource pool where that VMs will get reside. Then I'll click next, and then I'll choose network port name. Here I have a production port group, and then you need to define your cluster service CIDR range as well as cluster pod CIDR range. So you need to ensure that whatever CIDR range you are defining, it should not be conflicted with your other cluster in your data center. So here I'll choose default options because I don't have any other cluster here. So as a OS image which you recently created here as a version 1.18.2, I'll choose the same image. Then I'll click next, and then my all the settings has been defined here. Now I'll click on review configuration, and then I'll click on deploy management cluster. So now my deployment gets started. So it's take around time depend upon my system settings. So let's wait and watch how long it will take. So in the meanwhile, I'll keep my recording on a pause mode. So I think it will take around 15 to 20 minutes. So I can also review in like step 2 of these 8 steps it will take. So like in second step, it is creating kind cluster on my local laptop. So in step 4, it is showing my start creating management cluster. So if I'll check vSphere, it is showing me one of the system LV virtual machines getting ready through that HA proxy template. And later on that, it has also started to create a control plane VM for my management cluster, which is TKG MGMT from the template, which we recently converted from the OVA file as a OS template. So now, till now it is going well. If I'll check my step 4, it is creating management cluster still going on. So let me pause again. So you also need to ensure your new virtual machine, which is installed as a load balancer as well as control plane, is taking an valid IP address from your DSCP pool. Like in my case, it is taking a valid IP address like 1.181 from 192.168.108 subnet. And similarly, I need to check TKG control plane. Yeah, it is also have taken next IP 182. So it seems good progress as of now. Now let's wait. So my third virtual machine is also seems ready as a worker node. So now it has moved into step 6, where it is giving me one of warning, unable to persist management cluster. I think that's not a concern. So my third machine has also taken next IP address. So well, it seems fine as of now. So let's see how long it will take to complete 100% installation. So if I check from the command prompt as kubectl get pods -a command, so it's showing me good progress on necessary containers for my management control plane. Still it is creating like cert manager container as well as my storage CSI containers. So still my installation is in progress in productive way. Let's wait. So I am in almost final stage of step 6. So if I'll check again my kubectl get pods, where I have seen my all the necessary pods are running, even cluster API pods are also running, and it is showing me good progress. Yeah, it is showing me step 8 has completed, and it is showing me installation complete. You can now close the browser and follow the steps like your management cluster has been created, and now with this management cluster you can create n number of other clusters for your DevOps guy who can then independently manage his TKG guest cluster from that management control plane. So that's end of my installation of TKG management cluster on vSphere. So I'll come up with my next video as a part 3, where we will cover up TKG worker node cluster and necessary pod creation with the service deployment. All that thing will cover up. So now if you see from vCenter point of view, you can see your TKG management cluster as a small deployment is ready, where your one machine working as a control plane, and second machine is working as a worker node plane, and third machine is working as a load balancer API. So if you put kubectl get nodes hyphen void command, then you are getting your one virtual machine is master ready and other machine is as a worker ready, and these are the IP address which has been come up from your DSCP, and it is having latest version of your Kubernetes version 1.18, which comes up from TKG 1.1. So that's it. That's my end of TKG management cluster deployment part 2 installation. Thank you so much for listening and watching this video. Thank you so much.